Hey, how you guys doing today? Today we're working on a 16 YUKON Denali XL transmission shudder. This is the 8-speed transmission, and yeah, driving down the road you get the little rumble strips. You feel them real light. It's gonna kind of show you guys how I flushed mine. I've seen some other videos of taking the lines off at the cooler, which is fine. You can do that. This was a little easier, I thought, than taking that line up by the radiator. But the transmission fluid that GM's recommending to use if you got the shudder is Mobile 1. Let's see here. Mobile 1 Synthetic LV ATF HP, the high performance ATF fluid. They're saying change the filter and the fluid, which you're going to use if you do a complete flush with the torque converter and everything. It's a little over 11 quarts. Here, let me get a light here. So, and it's not cheap. It's 16 bucks a quart too. But hold on 1 second. There we go. Filters under here. I got a filter number. Hold on, I should get that here. Actual filter, the GM filter number. This is only like 25 bucks. Right there's the number for the Yukon. I think it's the same for Suburban, Tahoe, like 14 to 19, I believe, what with the 8-speed transmission. So that's the GM filter. But yeah, change the filter. I wish I would have had somebody else help me with a video. I would have done it while I was doing it. But take all these bolts off, kind of started in a pattern, started the front, and then these two side to side. Then go back, tightened them up the same way. I think it was 90 inch-pounds, tightened them up. And I torqued them, started at the front. Actually, I started in the middle here, went this way and to the back at 90 inch-pounds. But a lot of people, when you do a flush to get all the fluid out of the torque converter, mine was horrible. This fluid was black. No wonder the thing shuddered. People before I bought it used, so they never changed it for sure. But if you can see that line, I'm on the underneath on the driver's side front. That line right there, that transmission line, if you can see it right there, you can go through there and flush the torque converter, pop that off, and put your hose on it. Actually, you can put the hose in the radiator, and then this is the return line. So you can put a hose in that Jiffy fitting right there. It's a 3/8 hose. You can do a kind of a hard poly tube. And that's the return line back to the transmission. So push all the fluid from this side through your cooler, come back, then it comes back to the transmission in this line right here. So this is the return, and this is the supply. Goes to one side of the cooler, comes back, then comes back in the transmission. So what I did, it's way easier to get to this fitting, or this line, and then up here, it's kind of a pain. So this is the the supply, the return, actually supply return. So from this side, what I did is I took the plate off, the two lines out, they're just held by O-rings. Take the screw off, take this little keeper off, pull your supply line, and then I had this little line right here. So same size, same fitting. It's just a GM line. I don't know, this off of a Silverado actually. So put this line in, put my holder back up, and then this is how I actually flushed the torque converter. Just put it down long hose into my bucket and flushed it out that way. But you're still gonna have a little bit in this line for the cooler. To get the cooler out, you can actually, I just took my oil extractor and put it on this side, the return side, and just sucked out the oil from the cooler and just made a loop back that way. But it's way easier to do all that from right here than try to get up to these jiffy fittings way up by the radiator. So just showing you guys something a little easier, I thought was. See what you think. Yeah, 11, just over 11 quarts. Get it running. This is your fill. Actually, when that, you take your plug out and that will tell you when it just starts trickling out that your pan is actually full, because these do not have a dipstick. It's a little plug right here where the dipstick would usually go. Just pull this out. Oop. And that's your plug. So that's where you fill it. And I got this oil extractor and I just worked out real slick. Put it in the quart jugs, put this hole into this hose up into the fill hole, and went 1 quart at a time to the actual fill plug here, and it actually worked really slick. But you got a shroud here you got to take off. There's a little heat shroud. It's not too bad of a job, and that's the exact same way I got the oil out of the pan, was with this extractor. Sucked out most of the oil, took the pan off, cleaned the pan out real good, and then put it all back together, and it actually worked out pretty slick. So we're just gonna go take it for a drive and see if we got rid of our transmission shudder. So better for 150 bucks, I hope. But all right, well, hey, thanks guys, and I'll let you know the shutter's gone here in a little bit. Just wanted to make sure everybody knew that when I did flush this, I did put about 6 quarts of new fluid back in the pan. So when I pulled this line and got my line I made to go into my bucket here, I just kept until clean fluid, new fluid was coming out into my pan here. So yeah, I had 6 quarts. Actually, I think I had to add a couple more as I was doing it. So just kind of kept new fluid going into the pan and then pushing it out through the torque converter and pushing everything out until I got actually clean oil, transmission fluid coming out of my hose I made. So just make sure everybody knew that. But yeah, we got everything back together. Got that shield back on. There's just 3 bolts. A 10 millimeter here, one up here. I just used a swivel, a little swivel head. 10 millimeter works good. Get up there. So, but yeah, and when you check it, have the engine running, let it get up to temperature. You know, let it warm up for a little bit. This doesn't even have a temperature gauge on this Yukon, so just let it run for a little bit. Pulled the fill plug here, just so it started trickling out just a little bit, a little couple drips. And then you know it's full, so then you know your pan's full. So we're gonna go take it for a ride right now, and hopefully our little transmission shutter's gone. So all right, I'll get back to you in a second. Actually, while we're under this, we might as well add this video. Transfer case, might as well change the fluid. This is what is it, synthetic, just regular, hold on, I think it's just a 5 or 6, Dextron 6. Yeah, just your regular Dextron. Let's look here. Yes, get the beer slide out of the way. Transfer case right there. This is your 16 Yukon Denali. So it's all your fluids there. Right here, your automatic transmission. What it recommends. Dextron HP. Not the 6. So I think people heard a story that they actually put that 6 in it from the factory, and that's why they got the shutter. So I don't know if they put the wrong fluid in or not, but that's what the book says. So right now we're gonna do the transfer case. Doesn't take a lot, I don't think. Drain it out. Bottom drain here. I already drained it. Just then I said, well, I might as well do the video. But you pop this out. See, might be a little bit left. Let your fluid all drain out. Clean your end off. There's a little magnet there. Then put your plug back in. I'm gonna get my oil extractor here. Wipe that off. Oil extractor and pump some new Dextron in and be good to go changing that. So hold on one second. Let's go get our oil pump here. This little thing's pretty handy. I think it was Amazon, 25 bucks, 30 bucks, $29. Pretty slick. I had one a long time ago. I don't remember. It just quit working. It wasn't, I don't remember. Probably the same type cheap one, but this one works pretty good. So now we're gonna take my quart. This is your suction tube. Take my quart. Here's your supply. Put that right in there. When she starts coming out, she'll be full. Gotta hook this up to a battery, so I'll be right back. All right, we should be ready to go. We got our Dextron 6 and turn her on here. Probably annoying sound, so I'll be back in a second. All right, that's done. Just over a quart. What we got? Where'd my ratchet go? So yeah, just over a quart. Tighten that up. Here's that pump. I'll show you. I don't know if you guys want to know what pump that was. Oil pump extractor. I think it's a no-name brand. I don't know. Let's see here. What we got? What we got here? That's it. So if you're interested, go look that up on Amazon. I think they're under 30 bucks. All right, now I think what we're gonna do since we're here, I think we're gonna check the front differential too. Change, there's the plug. I might have to take, I'm gonna check it. There's your drain plug, if you can see down there. I have to take the shroud off. 10 millimeter, I'll look at it here, see how dirty it is. Well, a few 10 millimeters here, no, just 10s. 15, nope, right here. A couple 15s, two 15s, and 1, 2, 4 10s. All right, hold on, we're gonna look at this oil, or this fluid up front. This is a 75/85 in the front. 75/90 in the front, 75/85 in the rear, synthetic. So, all right, I'll be right back. I just checked it. I took it, and that's an 18 millimeter that fill the fill plug, and I can't see. I think it's just a 3/8 drain down there, but I checked it. It was a little low. I'm not gonna change it right now. It didn't look too bad. And I checked the rear too here just a little while ago. Just a 3/8 plug. That was fine. It was a little low. That was what, 75/85, right? And the rear synthetic. So pretty sure. Yep. So yeah, that's about it. Now we got to take it for a drive and make sure that shutter's gone. So I will get back to you again here.